Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won one. Yeah. I hope my team they won one. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won one. I hope my team they won one. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Welcome to episode 706 of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. This is the Indy Report. Shout out Dr. Cavil, man. I know he probably wanted to have episode 706, but unfortunately, that ain't gonna happen this go around. So we can try to shoot for 806 for him. But shout out to the brothers Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We got Big Reek, and we also have Brandon King. I know he's occupied with some things, but Reek, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. How are you? Yeah, I'm okay. How are you?
Look, I'm still recovering. Still recovering from Saturday. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm still recovering from Saturday.
I would like to know what's been the most difficult part.
That we're gonna be playing QB6 on Saturday.
Oh, QB6? Wow.
Yeah, we lost two. We lost two before the season started. We lost two during spring, and then we lost QB1 and 2 during spring, and then we lost 3, 4, and 5 last Saturday. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and run through the intro while Mr. King gets situated. Welcome to episode 706 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast, the show that's covering the sporting HBCU diaspora, all things HBCU sports for institutions large and small, from the NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture and HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU's athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, David L. Rhodes, with my partner in crime, Tariq Wilson and Brandon King. Jeffrey Johnson's on assignment, probably with those twins. We are filming from our home studios and sending a signal live to our KCOH 1230 AM studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer, Ralph Cooper, in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University from Houston, Texas. Mr. King, how are you doing this lovely day?
Pretty good. How are you gentlemen doing?
I already talked about it. I'm still recovering. We're doing okay.
Oh,
well,
man.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to hop on last week after the game. So I look, I'm not gonna stick my chest out too much.
You can. No, you earned it. You can.
I will say this: you all are better than I thought. And I'm sure better than you anticipated. So I think, honestly, and in all seriousness, I think you all competed, and I think you got some things there. I really do, from what I saw.
3 turnovers, 3 big plays, killed us.
But I know y'all have some issues at the quarterback position, and the big plays did kind of eat y'all up. But outside of that, I mean, it wasn't, offensively speaking, we didn't do too much outside of those plays. So
nope, sure didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, and the wild thing is, one of them happened off of a turnover, which was more infuriating.
Mm.
And I think that was the, like, if we don't have a turnover or 3 of those plays, we win that game. It wouldn't have came down to the last second field goal. And Shaw Gibbs was very candid when they asked him about the blocked field goal at the end of the game. He said, we just got beat up on that play. Like, we got dominated. And that's exactly what happened. You go back and watch that blocked field goal, you guys just penetrated the line right up the middle, and that was that.
Yeah.
That was a wrap. And I said, oh, yeah, that's bad. And I had a good view of it at the game when I was in Nashville. Of course. You know what? I remember last year when A&T beat Winston-Salem State, and I said all wins are good wins. And then we proceeded to not win another game for the remainder of the season. It was about average over 30 points at home.
Oh.
I just, you know. But I guess I'll start with mine since we brought up the fact about the quarterback situation. Yeah, man. So I watched that Central Florida game from beginning to end, and
Oof.
the big thing that came out of that game for me was the speed of Central Florida, which I expected, right? But also the fact that we couldn't give up the big plays. We kept giving up the big plays. We gave up a lot of big plays. We were already down 7-0 from the gate because we gave up kickoff return for a touchdown. So we were already behind the 8 ball at that point. But then when we started losing the quarterbacks, the last quarterback that played for us, he played his final 4 play. He played 40 plays with a broken collarbone. So because he was the last one left, they only brought 3 with him to Orlando. So he was the last one left. And the other 2 had dislocated elbows. And this one had a broken collarbone. So he's out for the year. The
Man,
2
what kind of hits were they taking, man?
got hits. And they were falling. And then the way that they fell. Like 2 of them were freak accidents. But like the offensive line for us is not the typical offensive line that we've historically had at A&T. We got a younger group, not as good as before. I think we're not going to face anybody as talented as that squad this year. But 68-7, I saw some encouraging things at the end. Our ability to get that touchdown at the end, and Shamik Blizzard breaking out to get one, and he had to earn that joint. So I shout out the team to not quitting. I think if this was last year, I think they would have packed it in. They would have packed it in after it was like 35-0. So shout out to them for that. But it just looked bad. I think everybody's like looking at the score, and they just look at what we saw, what the score was, and it was, and rightfully so. But it was just a bad. We just didn't play well. Sean Gibbs at the post game press conference was rough because he was honest about whether or not those games are worth it. And I mean, we can always have that discussion point about whether or not the money games are worth it or not. But the reality is, it's going to take the economic structure is going to have to change in how we do things to avoid playing those games. And when you talk about trying to get into the NFL, a lot of times those are the games that those scouts see, because a lot of them don't go out looking for our game, so to speak. So those are the games that the scouts see. But shout out to my buddy Gerald Huggins, who works at Morgan State. He was telling me that ever since Elijah Williams made the NFL roster, he's had teams coming into Morgan State to check him out almost on a weekly basis at this point, because it's clear that they missed something. And Minnesota pounced on it, and shout out to them. So now everybody's trying to figure out what Morgan State got going on down there in Baltimore. But it was a rough day. That was a very, 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 very rough game, to say the least. It was bad. Like all in the first quarter. And the thing that killed me about that, so Champ Long was the starter last against Tennessee State, and he did a similar thing against Tennessee State. He had back-to-back turnovers. That's when he got benched. But Braxton Miller started, but then he got hurt, and then Champ Long came in and had 3 straight drives with 3 straight turnovers. So you can't. It's hard. It's very difficult to win that way.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's very difficult to win that way. And the thing, and I think one of the turnovers that was very bothersome was that there was one where he was scrambling, and nobody touched him. He just lost the ball. And he did a similar thing when we played Tennessee State. Just lost the ball. Nobody touched him. Nobody was near him. He just lost control of the football. And you can't do that. And I got well wishes for all the quarterbacks that got hurt. We're gonna get them back. But as of right now, A&T only has 2 healthy quarterbacks on the roster currently.
Whew.
2.
Do they have any game experience?
Noah Sanders has a little, but he's not even getting the start. It's going to be the true freshman. Nelson Lane, I believe his name. Nelson Lane. So it's going to be the true freshman. He's going to get the nod. Somebody that Coach Gibbs recruited. So he's going to get the nod.
Man, that's unfortunate. I feel sorry for my Aggie brother. And, me and Hampton and I were talking, or Jeff were talking about on our podcast earlier, Hampton hasn't played these money games, but starting, I think, next year, they're going to be playing so I think part of your problem is that you have a young roster, right? Like when your roster is a little bit more seasoned, then you could take those blows. But like look at South Carolina State. I mean, they hung with South Carolina, you know. I don't know if they got injured, but they hung with them boys. So I'm guessing like the age of the roster impacts, what kind of beatdown you're gonna get. Because
It I think it's the opponent too, right?
Mhm.
The thing about South Carolina State is that they either play South Carolina or Clemson every year.
Mhm.
Like that's what they do, right? They play a local P5, P4 squad every year, right? But like A&T typically historically would go we'll play a G5. We'll play an ACC squad, a local ACC squad, which isn't on the level of the Big 12 from that standpoint. Like we're talking Duke or UNC, right? Like we'll play them, right? This is our first time playing a Big 12 opponent. That's a different beast. And I think it showed. So and the thing is right now Aggies are out here talking. Some Aggies are talking, hey man, we gotta cancel that game against Georgia in 2030. And I said, well, I think A&T had a different trajectory where they would be at 2032, right? Like I think they scheduled those games thinking that they were going to be close to the P5 level, close to being an FBS at that point. And I think, the decline that we had was it was pretty abrupt and fast. I'm gonna give y'all a trivia question.
Shoot.
When was the last time that A&T beat a team with a winning record?
What's in 25?
Chad, if you think you know, let me know.
Let's
1, 2, 3. Wait, 25, 24, 22.
Nope.
No. Didn't y'all
20.
recently, and I could be wrong, didn't y'all beat, as you say, the school up the road within the past couple of years?
The last time we beat the school up the road was 2021.
No, that would
So-
have been.
South Carolina State in 2021. The year that they won the Celebration Bowl. That was the last team we beat with a winning record. That was the last team we beat with a winning record. So think about that. So it's 2022, we went 7-4. We didn't beat a team with a winning record that entire season.
And that was the last Sam Washington year, right? Because
No, 2022 was the last Sam Washington year.
Yeah, I was thinking that's the last year y'all had a win over, but I guess not.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
That
Like
sucks,
when we let Coach Washington go at the time, people were like, "Well, he has a winning record." I was like, "Yeah, but he didn't be the winning team all year." Like none of the teams that was in the Big South at the time that we beat had a winning record. And then we ended up losing and then we played Gardner Webb, who did have a winning record, and we lost to them.
That's unfortunate. You guys have so much Aggie pride that you kind of forget that y'all stink sometimes,
Oh yeah, I mean, no. We understand. Like as a fan, I understand the ebbs and flows of the program.
I
we're
forgot,
sitting.
I forgot. I always view y'all as like competitive and good, but then when you really break it down, because I'm like, yeah, I might win this weekend. So,
Bro, after the break, we're gonna talk about your situation.
oh yeah, man.
I don't know how much Mr. King wants to talk about what happened in Nashville. I'm pretty sure he got some things to say though. I know he got something. I know he got something to say.
Y'all caught a beat down too, right? North Dakota State.
Yeah, nah. But the beatdown wasn't the problem for me. It was who's in them stands was the problem for me.
No.
We'll talk about that after the break. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this break.
Yeah.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th for event and ticket information. Visit bandoftheyear.com.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Welcome back to Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. This is episode 706, and this is the Indy Report. All right, who wants to go first?
Brandon, gentlemen, you can go first.
Well, as you all know, North Dakota State came down to Nashville and opened up not a shipment container. Whoop ass on it was pretty bad. 59-3 was the final.
Yeah.
And they somewhat took the foot off the gas in the second half because it was 45-0 at halftime. I feel like that old Jim Moore. We could hardly complete a pass. We couldn't run the ball. So we didn't really try. I mean, we couldn't do diddly poo offensively. I mean, we threw for under 150 yards. I mean, it was bad. We got whipped up front on both sides of the ball. I mean,
Brandon, you remember when I told you when you guys played them last year, and I told you you gotta go back and like the first time you play them, you gotta like look and see what positives you can find, and it's hard to find them. Like when A&T played them that one time, there was 2 positives that came out of that game when we played them, and we lost like 40-something to 3. There was 2 positives in that game. Bashaw Tootin, real deal, ran for over 100 yards, and offensive line gave them some fits. But the problem was we kept turning the ball over, and we had no way to stop those guys in 2022 when we played them.
We're not gonna see what's going on with those. Well,
wow.
I concur. There's as I sit there and watch, it ain't too many positives that I can glean from that game. It ain't a lot. I mean, I know Coach Barlow was talking about on the OVC call that the guys competed, and
Don't laugh, man.
I mean, I guess in a sense they did, but I mean, when you're getting blown off the ball up front on both sides, and they just have their way. I mean, any way they wanted to do it, they did it. So, I mean, I guess the only is that you came out of the game without any major injury. So there's
That's
that.
key, bro.
Everybody is relatively healthy, so at least you took that beat down and you didn't get any of your key pieces hurt. So I guess if I could find one positive, that would be it. It's not like we scored the same amount of points this year against them as we did last year with a far more experienced and overall better team. So
It was a 1 touchdown delta between last year and this year, because last year's team won the OVC.
Yeah, I think the 2 games they outscored us 111-6, I believe.
52 plus. Yeah. Are
y'all gonna renew that series?
No, listen. The reason why they did that series so they can go to Nashville.
Yeah.
Who, North Dakota? They wanted to come to Nashville?
They wanted the trip. They wanted to get to Nashville because the thing is, I guess they played the Citadel in Charleston the week before, so they just ended up staying.
Oh.
And so and there were more North Dakota State fans in the stands.
Over by Kroger.
And then Tennessee State fans in the stands last weekend.
Really?
Yeah. At least based on the shots that I saw. And then nobody's denying it. Like they denied it when Wayne T was there, but nobody's denying it this weekend.
You can't. I already know what you're about to say.
What am I gonna say?
There's a lot of yellow and green in the stands there.
There's a lot of yellow and green.
Fargo came to Nashville.
Fargo absolutely came to Nashville. And then the thing too, like from the telecast, you can hear the cheers when North Dakota State was doing what they were doing. Like you could hear the cheers. Like you can hear the crowd.
Yeah.
It was a home game for them.
Basically. And here's the thing. I think part of it, unfortunately, and look, I've been critical of the attendance. I have been. I'm surprised I ain't made folks mad. But I think part of it was people knew he was gonna lose. They was like, I'm not paying this. Watch this beat down.
Yo,
staying at the house.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shout out to HBCU Sports. Shout out to Ken Rashad. Go get his book. You haven't got his book already. He asked a question at one of his shows prior to that game of, would the weather be a factor because it's different in the South with the heat? And I was in the chat. Like I actually caught the roundtable live, and I replied, absolutely not. It's not gonna matter. I think you guys need to understand what this is. This Tennessee State squad is not as good as the one from last year, and they lost by 49 last year. There's no way you guys can legitimately think that they're gonna keep this game close. And what I saw is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. And it was rough.
And I had said that I just wanted them to keep it within 6 touchdowns, and obviously that was done for in the second quarter. So I mean, you saw the difference in the programs. One is a well-oiled machine that they have, they've got their culture set. Everybody knows what to do. From a recruiting standpoint, they get the guys that they need to do what they have to do in terms of their system. And I mean, it's just a machine. And we've seen even some, coaches leave. We thought we had their offensive coordinator drunk a cup of coffee down here last year before, he went off to greener pastures, and they just keep rolling. And, I hope if there's any positive that maybe kind of getting to see it up close and personal, and really get a chance to see it, to kind of give you something to not only shoot for, but something to you can take some things that they've done and like, okay, how can we incorporate what they do well and take some of that into our program. And ODB, to answer your question, I'm not sure yet. To be honest, he's looked real shaky at best in these two games. Granted, it's his first two starts, and to be honest, this particular Saturday, I wasn't expecting him to really light it up. And I don't think that that position is completely solidified, because even the little bit that we've seen of McCrary and McNair, it certainly is not enough to even think about supplanting Palmer at this juncture. So I think right now, he's kind of, at least from at this point, the best of what we've got. I don't want to chuck him out yet, just 2 starts into your collegiate career, but against Alabama A&M, we need to definitely see some sort of improvement, you know.
Look at it this way, man. You could be at QB6.
That is true. It could always be worse.
Let me tell you something, man. I didn't say the score. It was 68-7 for A&T. That was the final score. It was 68-7. It was 68-0 before we scored the final touchdown. It was bad. It was bad. It was out of hand. It was out of hand from the gate.
So I was flipping back and forth, and when I turned to y'all again, I think it was 40-0.
Mm-hmm.
When I turned, and then I went back to watch was it Alabama A&M? I think the Alabama A&M game, and I was
and Alcorn.
Yeah. And I was trying to keep checking in on the Dell State game, and then it got lost in the shuffle. But 68-7.
David, got a question for you. 2 questions.
Sure.
Number 1, did y'all bring your band?
No.
Okay.
And there was some report saying that it was required for them to be there, which wasn't accurate. And the report and the news outlet did not retract the report. A&T, the Blue and Gold March Machine, released their schedule prior to the season started, and that game was not on the schedule.
Okay.
We typically go to 2 away games, and this year it was not. It was Tennessee State, and I think Elon or Campbell.
Going to Elon.
No, it'd be Elon. It's Elon.
Okay. I guess the second question is, how much did y'all get paid?
$475,000.
I guess that paid for the coach's salary, I guess.
Nah, that'll pay for some of the other programs. That's going to go towards the entire athletic department, like it always does. You know, I know a lot of Aggies was discussing, hey man, we got to quit going out of these money games. Like, hey man, we can use some money. Hey man, we got to start paying these players. Hey man, this thing isn't free. We're in a conference where now there are teams that has NIL set up. Hey man, we gotta if you want to compete, that's what you gotta have.
Yeah.
But the CAA's as a whole been focused more on basketball than football from that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's where the money's gonna go. Like,
yes.
I know folks don't want to hear that, but that's the reality.
Yep.
I know our women's basketball program, from what I understand, our women's basketball program NIL is going to be among the highest definitely the highest in the CAA, but it's going to compete with some of the other big conferences too. So, because that's where the money's going.
Yep.
And men's basketball is going to get some dough too. Like, that's just what it is. Like, you're going to have to figure out you have to come up with a solution getting these players.
Man, but back to Tennessee State. I'm sorry about that, Brandon. That's were you there for that live?
No, I couldn't get down there for that one.
Okay, that's good. That's good for you. Ain't no worse than that, man. Being in the stands. God.
So I watched it live. I've been in the stands in the box for some of the beatdowns that we have taken in previous years. But nah. Look, if I would have got passes, I'd have figured out a way to make it work. But they ain't had no extras, so I couldn't go.
So D-Lob, the QBs got hurt after hits, but I think like from what I understand, one of them kind of didn't fall properly. That's why they had like a freak injury. Like it was just, but a lot of it was like blindsided hits. I saw the one for the third QB who also was a true Jair Walls, and that one was rough, man. That was a tough hit that he took. But we didn't realize he was hurt because he stayed in the game the whole time. So, but Champ Laws was pretty bad too. Champ Laws was blindsided. That was pretty rough too. That was a rough one too. And he was out immediately. And it was right after he had another turnover. Like he had like 3 turnovers in the short period of time that he was in the game. By the end of the first half, he had 3 turnovers. So yeah, but I mean, he did the same thing against y'all. You know, but the difference is we actually was able to stay in the game against y'all.
Yeah.
Central Florida was like one big play. It was like they had so much speed, man, everywhere. Speed everywhere. They were stout up front on both ends. It was bad. But that's a Big 12 team.
Yeah.
So like that's what you're gonna get, you know?
Speed at that level, it can be this different.
Oh my God, man. I'm thinking to myself, man, we need that. And then you got to remember, they're on payroll. That's a payroll. Some of them players making more than the coaches at A&T. That's the reality of it. So we got to take all those things into account when we make the decision to play these games. I think we need them because I think we should do them, but I don't know if we want to go all the way up to the P4 level. I don't think so. But you know, keep it G5. You know, take $300,000. You know what I'm saying? Take $275. Take $300. Because you guys going to Maryland next year, right?
Yeah.
Hampton's going to Maryland.
Yep.
Nah. You don't play Maryland. Play Old Dominion.
We play that. We play them too. We play them after Maryland.
Yeah. Play. Don't play Virginia. Like, don't play Virginia Tech. Like, don't play them. Play a G5. Play a G5 or something like that. Like, don't stay in that G5 realm. You know, then maybe just maybe if you have a good squad, you might could pull A&T and beat East Carolina. Like play them.
Yeah,
play them.
I can't say too much on that because I know in the next 4 or 5 years we
playing Tennessee.
Y'all play Middle Tennessee State and whatever. They'll probably win, but whatever. Tennessee and Georgia.
Wow.
You on the Georgia train too?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. After this break, we're gonna talk about how Elizabeth City State should have beat Hampton this weekend.
Yeah, should have. Yep.
We'll be right back after this break.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find a commercial.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KeaversVoice.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
The Cavil Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cavil.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they want a law, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Welcome back to Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, episode 706. This is the Indy Report. All right, man. Reek. Talk to me, man.
Well, our Hampton Pirates of the CAA, who we predicted to go 7-5, were down 20-10 at halftime to Elizabeth City State, a team that was picked to finish ninth in the CIAA, a team that will probably finish ninth in the CIAA. And it took a last-second goal line stand and basically a stop at the 1-inch line for Hampton to beat Elizabeth City State. And some people say that the man even got in. The refs just wanted to, they might want to end the game.
That's them CAA refs.
Yeah, I mean, CAA, I've seen it since we left the MEAC, especially the CAA refs, they reward the home teams. So they always look out for the home teams. So I think they looked out for us, man. I mean, we could have got a penalty on that last play. We could have got everything. Hell, for them to get that last play, we got a pass interference. I mean, it was just a disaster all the way around. I mean, it was good that we shut them out the second half, but the passing game ain't working. The defense isn't dominant. The best thing we got is the running game and the secondary. Secondary is pretty good. But other than that, man, we got all kind of problems. I don't know what it is.
That gives me hope in
No,
Greensboro.
I wouldn't be surprised if y'all won. You shouldn't win, but I wouldn't be surprised at all because we don't play smart. Like what they did, Elizabeth City, they did what Jackson State kind of learned. Like, just wait for us to self-destruct. Just wait. You ain't gotta do nothing exotic. You ain't gotta blitz. You ain't gotta do nothing. Just wait for us to fumble. Wait for us to run into the kicker. Wait for us to go sack your whatever. We gonna do it. And so just wait. So that's what they just sat too deep the whole game. Too deep safety. They say run the ball. Go ahead. They got 300 yards rushing. Still almost low. So I expect for y'all to do the same exact thing. Say just wait for us to self-destruct.
We ain't got we're down to QB6, man. You know what we're gonna do. We got some we got a staple backs too, so I ain't worried about not having the ability to run the ball.
And what do you think where would Elizabeth City State's QB fall in y'all quarterback room? Would he be QB3?
No, I don't think so.
My man was just back there chilling. I mean, till the second half. So it's
the big thing is
bad.
Even though we're short on quarterbacks right now, we got some good receivers. We got some good tight ends, and we got a good run game. I think the biggest concern I have with A&T is the offensive line right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get some pressure. We'll get some pressure. If y'all can't protect, then you're gonna get lit up. But we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna keep y'all in the game. I know that much.
Coach Cord, defensive line coach for us, he's been able to have our defense get to the quarterback, which is good considering how bad we were doing it last year. So it'll be fascinating to see how this game goes. I plan on being in Greensboro for the game in December. I mean, this Saturday. I plan on being. I'm flying out to Greensboro on Friday.
Okay.
So I plan on being at. I'm gonna be at that game. I'm gonna be at the game with School Down. I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna go visit my parents in between. I'm gonna go and I'll be in Greensboro for the weekends to go check out the games.
Oh.
So I do plan on being at both games. But
that's dope. Who's Central playing?
Oh God, who are they? Oh, Fayetteville State. They got a Division II school too. They're playing Fayetteville State.
All right. Yeah.
You know, they got to tune up. Everybody's getting to tune up at A&T. Everybody,
Y'all getting tuned up.
yeah, we getting tuned. Everybody getting to tune up at A&T.
Oh man.
Nah,
Yeah. Well. This. I mean, honestly, we should win this game. But like I said, we gonna keep y'all in it, and who knows what's gonna
I was
happen
trying to
after
beat
that.
us by 42. I mean, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think
I don't know.
these kids, the culture of the team is much different than it was the last 2 years.
Yeah. Good
So
tell.
these kids are not gonna quit. I'm not too concerned about that. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a fight to the end. I'm just hoping, we'll see. We'll see how Greg McGee is the offensive coordinator. We're gonna see how good he can coach this true freshman up, man. I'm fascinated to see how it goes.
Well, I mean, I would be. He's seen what I've seen. Like our secondary is legit. I mean, they're legit. Like everything else, the line is weak in the middle. I would run that thing right up the middle. That's what I would do. And then hopefully you get the safeties get a little bit nosy, then you could do something. But I wouldn't come out with a young quarterback and test the secondary. I wouldn't do that. I would just run it, keep the game close, and wait
We're
for us
gonna.
to self
Well, that's
wait for us to
that's what
self destruct.
that's what Sean Gibbs does, man. He likes to make chicken, so he wants
Yep.
to run the ball. You're
Yep.
gonna get that. There ain't gonna be a question of that. I'm fascinated to see how it's gonna go, considering what happened to both teams. Like considering what happened with Hampton and that close call with Elizabeth State, and what happened with us losing 3 quarterbacks against a P4 opponent. Between those two things, we're gonna get an idea of what it is. I really want to talk about Alabama and A&M, and Brandon's back. I want to bring him in here because he's got to talk to me about how he's feeling about this game up against Alabama A&M on Saturday, man. Bringing back a nice little rivalry game, nice little classic over here.
Yeah. Actually, working on a story about some comments I found interesting that Coach Barlow made in the OVC call about TSU playing HBCUs.
Oh no!
Very interesting. No, this is actually rather interesting. So that'll be out if not this evening.
The fact that you didn't say it was good means
Yeah,
it's
what he say?
I need to know what he said. I know you're gonna get the article out. Sorry to ruin your clicks, but
no, it's fine. So, and it was actually part of from a question I asked, and it stemmed from just the Legacy Series and Tennessee State playing HBCUs in general. And basically, he said, and he said what what's the worst kept secret in the HBCU sporting diaspora in terms of what people, particularly the fan base, feel about TSU's place in terms of where they are, and that that they want to play more HBCUs. And he said to that end, that's something that the alumni, the fans want, and they're the customer, and the customer's always right. I'm cutting down. That's basically what he said, which I found to be quite interesting.
Well, now but unfortunately, hopefully his boss is listening, and the boss's boss is listening. I will say this: I pulled up Instagram, and because like our chancellor isn't on Twitter, our chancellor's on Instagram. So I looked at the chancellor's post, and there was a picture with your president talking about the fact that the game happened and thanked them for the hospitality. Hopefully they'll do more. So it's fascinating. Maybe you got a president in there right now that might be willing to move the needle a bit.
Well, and so there's a lot of people that certainly hope so.
Yeah. Well, you only got 2 options, man. I know one conference that definitely needs you. There's one that'll love to have you, and there's one that definitely needs you. So you got options.
We do, and like I said, this is going to be interesting to see what happens with the Big South OVC. I said it. I don't think that teams are done left are. I can't get out. That are done. They're more. I don't think there's just going to be TTU leave.
Oh no. Y'all gonna lose. Y'all might lose a team or two.
And I think that if I hate to say this, when that other one happens, if you hadn't started looking around, because as the term I've used, the grass is moving underneath your feet, and you don't want to be Will Smith left in there turning the lights off in the man, everybody else on the left, and you standing there.
Mm.
And the thing is with you guys, y'all are in the major market. Market.
Y'all could have like a bidding war, actually.
Y'all in a major market, man.
And you think about where it's centrally located to a lot of other fairly substantial markets. You're not far from Atlanta or even Memphis or other cities, Louisville and things of that nature. So if one of those other two conferences who shall remain nameless, but we know who you are, that would be a great foothold for them to be able to get into that market.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other thing is as Nashville is becoming more of a transplant city, so now you are potentially spreading your influence further because now you're getting, maybe you've got these families coming in from these other places that are now exposed to your university and your brand of football that might not otherwise have that opportunity. So, a conference, obviously, if they're looking at it, they got to know that. They've got to know that.
Y'all might decide to jump to a conference where they already got HBCUs in it.
Man, hey, I was about to say the same thing.
Bruh, like I keep it a beam, but
I mean, we've talked about this before. Like,
the other two would feel a way about it. I can tell you that. But I'll tell you what. You know who was at that Tennessee State and A&T game?
I was hoping
the commish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was there. I took a selfie with him and the chancellor. Yeah, he was there. He came to the A&T tailgate, the AAF tailgate.
Come on, Tennessee State.
The bedlam that would ensue if that would have happened.
That would add another market to them. They already have Boston. They have New York. They got Charleston. Y'all like basketball too. It's a pretty strong basketball conference. Like, y'all got a pretty decent track program. They got a pretty good track over there too. Like I'm just saying that might be. And folks don't want to hear this. That could be the compromise. You get to play 2 HBCUs a year. You have room to add a couple more, 3 more to the schedule if you wanted to. Could be the compromise. Yeah. You get 5.
Interesting point.
And most of the time you only get 1, so you get 5. So there was a question. Is there some history behind Tennessee State and Alabama A&M for football?
They used to play, even when I was in school, we actually played them fairly regularly. And then I think the last time we played them was, I don't have it in front, like 2012. It's been over a decade since we played. And Nashville to Huntsville it's a hop, skip, and a jump. So it was a real easy drive for both fan bases, and it wasn't, a desperately hard trip to make. But it just went away for whatever reason, which is crazy because we played each other in basketball even over that interim quite a few times. So they decided to bring it back with the Legacy series, which I think is a good thing. So it's good to see the Battle of I-65 come back.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's the official name, but if not, then
it's gonna be one. I mean, they create rivalries all the time that some people don't know about, like the Battle of Greater Baltimore with Townsend and Morgan, which Morgan State is a rivalry, guys. You just gonna have to accept it and embrace it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. And by the way, just to be clear, RB, there's no football teams in Boston that's in the CAA. We do have one in Maine, though, and we have one in New Hampshire.
Who knows how long that'll last?
What, Maine? No, I will. But my big thing right now when it comes to the structure of CAA football in general is that right now the Northeast teams are getting all the love, like all the love. Like you got 8 teams that are like Jersey and up, and then you got us, Campbell, Elon, Townsend, and Hampton. So you got one Virginia school, one Maryland school, 3 North Carolina schools, and the rest of the schools are in New York, New Jersey, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island.
Why do you think that's happening?
I have theories.
Yeah, right.
I think they're gonna split it. I think they're gonna split. At some point, they're gonna split it up. Because CAA football, and I always say this, and a lot of people don't hear when I say it. CAA football is separate from everything else within the CAA. If you become a full-time member of the CAA, you automatically become a member of CAA football if you have football. But CAA football is separate. About half the teams are football only. So when William and Mary made the decision to go play their football in the Patriot League, they kept the rest of their sports in the CAA. Because they know Richmond only plays football in the CAA. Everything else is, I think they're in the A10. I think they're in the
A10.
They're in the A10. So I'm not worried when those schools leave, right? I'm concerned if Charleston leaves or if Northeastern leaves. Like those are the ones I'm like, oh, this is now I'm concerned. I'm not worried about these football schools leaving. We still got 13 teams. Like we're still one of the more larger. We're probably still the largest conference in football. So, but yeah. Anywho, so any predictions for this weekend? Tennessee State, Alabama, A&M. Who you got, Reed?
A&M. A&M's at home, right? Or is it
No,
neutral?
they're in Nashville.
Oh, it's in Nashville.
Oh man, y'all
it's in
got 3
Nashville.
in a row? Wow.
Damn,
You got 8
that's
home
nice.
games this year.
Wow. Damn. I still got A&M.
I have A&M in a very, very close one. I think Sam Shade is already starting to instill that culture there, and you've been seeing it over the past couple weeks. Sorry, Brandon. I apologize.
It's fine, because I'm kind of leaning A&M, and here's why I think they can score, and we can't. Outside of flash explosive plays, because in at no point have we went on a sustained drive, 10 play, 8 play is boom home run play, boom home. That's how we've scored the 3 touchdowns we have this season.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Outside of those 3 touchdowns, how many yards did you guys have against A&T?
Ew, you know what? I had looked it up.
I'll tell you the answer if you can.
It was under 100.
59 yards.
Yeah.
Outside of those 3 big plays you guys got, y'all only got 59 yards of offense. Y'all couldn't keep a drive going, man. Couldn't. And one of the, and like I said earlier, one of those big home run plays was after a turnover. So, but you know, you got the win, so that's all that matters. But that was a crazy stat when I saw it. Insane.
I gotta be honest, Mr. Brown concerns me.
Yeah, he looks good, man.
What I saw him do last week, man. And
I don't think Alcorn's that good either, but just to temper. I mean, Alcorn lost to a team. Alcorn lost to a team they ain't won a football game in 3 years.
Yeah, that is true. Well, you know, I hear Southern's got a new offensive coordinator. I'm just saying, maybe there's big head.
And the funny thing about that is that new offense coordinator you speak on hasn't called a play in almost 15 years. So like you could take that as you wish, ladies and gentlemen.
You got fresh ideas, fresh legs, man.
That's what you're rolling with? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. if that's what y'all want to roll with, okay.
Hey, he said something during the interview. They was like, yeah, that's my man. We want him. Something. He said something.
I mean, I heard the alumni
He
base. That's who they were rooting for. So
he ain't gonna roll out the wing tee. I hope something like that. Wishbone.
All right.
I wonder, is the head coach, did they just promote the new head coach and just don't know it?
No. Oh my God. No. I think if this doesn't turn around quickly, I think there's going to be a house cleaning type of thing going to be going on. I don't think the new offensive coordinator is going to probably be in the running if they decide to go move on from another head coach. That's just my thoughts on that. So A&T and Hampton. Before we close out, man, you know who I'm going to pick. I'm pretty sure we know what Reek's going to pick. But Brandon, who are you going to pick?
Hey, man, honestly, I'll be honest, if y'all didn't have the quarterback issues, I would have picked y'all without a second thought.
I respect that.
Based on what I saw. But then y'all were struggling with ECSU. And
like the final score is going to be like 20-17 or something like that, or 21-17 or something like that. It's going to be a very close game.
My prediction.
I'm gonna have to go A&T. It's by the narrowest margin.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Just because, defensively, granted we are offensively challenged, but we couldn't do nothing for all but 3 of the 43 or so offensive plays we ran. So defense travels. Is it there? Is it in?
No, it's in Greensboro. It's in the borough. It's a home opener.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of emotions, right? This is Sean Gibbs' home opener, first time going through the tunnel as the head coach, even though he was an assistant there for over a decade. So it's going to be, and it's a night game too, 7 p.m. night game, man. I'm gonna get to compete before I go.
24-17. I haven't given you a score.
What was your score, Reed?
I think I like that 24-17. My prediction is Hampton's gonna win the game, but A&T's gonna feel like, dang, we should have won it.
Like Tennessee State. And considering that this might be our only shot, like it ain't gonna be fun for the rest of the schedule. It's not gonna be a fun ride. We gotta play Monmouth. We got some tough games coming up.
Man, you see Monmouth's offense?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, man. They gonna hang 60 on anybody.
Oh my God. All right. I gotta close the show. I want to make sure we get the predictions in.
Real quick, is it airing on Flow Sports? Is it on
It will be free on YouTube this week. We're the game of the week. So pull up Flow Sports on YouTube live at 7 p.m. We will be on YouTube this week. Every week they pick a game of the week, and we got selected as the game of the week. So we will be on Flow Sports YouTube channel this week.
I'll be tuned in.
Or Florida College. It's going to be one or the other, but they announced it today. We're going to be that's where we're going to be. So you guys ain't got no excuses. I don't want to hear you with the Flow Sports slander. Y'all ain't got no excuses this week. It's going to be right on YouTube, live on YouTube.
Hey, man. Flow Sports crashed last weekend too.
It did, and but you know what they did? They put all the games on YouTube. They put them all there. Mm-hmm. You could have caught them all on YouTube last week. But all right, let me close out because the ONG Strike Zone is about to go live. Thank you for listening to Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Make sure you share our podcast with your friends and colleagues. Make sure you go to sneakershoptalk.com. Brandon King got a pretty good article out talking about what Reggie Ballow's comments were. Make sure you check out HUPowership.com for all your latest Hampton news and things of that sort. You can follow me on Twitter at ChampD1012. I'm over there talking about everything from HBCU sports to Carolina Panthers to video games to whatever I feel like talking about today. Dream big. Oh, make sure you follow Dr. Kenyatta Cavil on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure you follow Inside the HBCU Sports Lab 1 on Facebook and Inside the HBCU Sports Labs on YouTube. Dream big and continue to move forward. We'll talk to you soon. Reek.
Of course.
Brandon.
Lecture.
Dismiss. You guys have a good one, guys. See you next week.
Later.